Thank you very much, Annette, and we are broadcasting live from Altamont, Kansas, upon the footprint of Labette County High School, risen just above the west side of a very, very wet Lucas Field. 15 and a half minutes until kickoff of the second round of the 4A state playoffs. If you listen closely in the background, you might be able to hear a sound that sounds pretty close to pitter-patter. It is coming down here in Altamont John Kohler, and there's standing water on the sideline, standing water spread throughout the field here in front of us. I can only imagine what that field is going to look like in about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and like I said pregame, it's going to take this field like 5 years to recover from this one, Jack. I don't think there's going to be a single blade of grass out there, left unscathed. It is just a muddy mess out there right now.
As Labette County does find themselves facing a foe that, well, nobody around here is really too fond of. Not necessarily as far as a school, but darn it, we got to play Miege again. And there's somebody that always, creates a very tough opposition for whomever they might play. Bishop Miege only won 2 regular season games, but find themselves here tonight after beating the number 1 seeded Lewisburg Wildcat team last Friday night in a close game. John, we'll dive into more so the guts of the matchup in a moment, but just talk about, you've played Miege before, just the threat that they pose every single year.
They're going to be physically just bigger. I mean, Miege is obviously, whatever talks about a private school, so they're able to get, a little bit, better equipment, better facilities, that sort of thing. They're also able, attract some talent that, other schools are unable to do so. But, yeah, they're just going to be better than you in almost every single way physically, at least, right? They're going to have that speed on the edge. They're going to have that physicality up front to really do what they want. Tonight, though, I don't see some of that coming into play here with these field conditions. I'm sure we were going to get into that here in a bit. But, yeah, Miege, you have to travel, 2.5 hours up there back-to-back years, a couple years ago, and you just get thumped. This year, though, a little bit weaker of a Miege team, like you said, Jack, 2-7. Then again, that was against 5A, 6A opponents. And out-of-state Rockwell is the name, perennial contender in Missouri. They lost to as well. So, this is certainly a very capable Miege team. Last week against Lewisburg, who honestly had a great shot at taking.
They could have won the whole thing.
Yeah, and they were the 2 seed because they had lost the week before by a point against the 5A runner-up, I want to say, something like that. So Atchison got the 1 seed over them because the point differential.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Lewisburg was by far the best 4A team outside of Miege this year, and they gave them their best shot and weren't able to take them down.
As Labette County has had too good of a season for Bishop Miege to garner all of our pregame show attention. Let's talk about those Grizzlies. They finished the regular season 4-4 and obliterated Sumner Academy last Friday night. Jamal Jackson, 415 yards, 7 touchdowns on the ground, was the final stat line for number 24 in red. They looked really strong. They ran a new formation offensively called Grizzly, which you might be able to explain better than me, but it was basically more blocking in front of Jamal right off the snap, and they had good luck with it, and I've heard they're going to run it tonight about all game.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. With the field conditions, how they are, and the success you had, with those 2 H-backs, and those A-gaps, lined up right between the guard and the center. I believe it's Hoppus, and it was Stevens in there as well. Really allows you to kind of, let your guards and your tackles to work up to that second level because you have those guys to take out that initial attack, which we saw last week lead to some huge holes, and blocking down the field that really let Jamal, run wild all over Sumner Academy.
Right. Jamal Jackson on the season, not just at Sumner, but Jamal on the season, including last week, 1,638 yards and 17 touchdowns on the ground. John, I'm not even too involved in statistics in football. Let me, as well as our friends at home listening, how substantial 1,700 yards and 17 rushing touchdowns is.
For how many games did we play? 10 games this year? or this will be the 10th, I
This
believe.
will be the 10th. That
The
was
10th
in
game?
9 games.
So that's roughly a rough estimate would be about 170, 185 yards a game, somewhere in that count.
182 yards per game. John, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean 1.8 touchdowns a game. I mean that's
Yeah.
video game numbers, Jack. There's no other way to put it. At the high school level especially, I believe he is the leading rusher in 4A.
Wow.
Or something like that, and he's also up there for all classes as well. So Jamal's certainly going to be one of those guys that's going to be looked at, postseason for All-State, All-SEK, that sort of thing. He's been truly the lifeblood of this Grizzly offense, especially, later down in the season. We saw early on Aaron Wyrick, that passing game be,
right,
used more often. That's kind of toned down now as we've gotten into the later, portion of this season, and that ground game's really taken off. This play of the offensive line, with Hayward, Hoppus, Kepley, Reed and Broadwell, those 5, they've done a tremendous job, especially those 2 guards, Kepley and Hayward. They've played exceptionally. Yep. Reed's really taken off to a new level, protecting the blind side of Wyrick as well. Hoppus has, a little bit smaller side of, as a center. He's really done a nice job,
he
with
played
his
well
feet.
last week.
Last week, in that H-back role, something new. And honestly, Jack, we may see some more sprinkles out of that this week, considering those 2 are still eligible. So, I mean, you pound the ball, 20 times, you get down midway third quarter, you may do a little play action. Let Hoppus, run out there, see, what you can do in the pass. I'm just messing around right now. But, this Grizzly rushing attack has truly been one of one this year.
8 minutes, 50 seconds until the start of the game here in Altamont. The Grizzlies just burst onto the field, or should I say swam onto the field. I hope some of these players can hold their breath underwater, because there might be moments where their face is submerged for a second or two tonight.
Yeah, we got a nickname for one of our guys, Megalodon Jarman.
Hey.
Him and those backers, they're going to have a field game tonight, Jack.
This is the perfect atmosphere for the Megalodon, and I see the sea monster, Caleb Jarman. It looks as if he is inactive for back-to-back weeks tonight.
Really?
Unfortunate.
Really? He played against Chanute, I believe, but I guess they have him out tonight, so maybe something with that ankle is still, that's a huge loss for them as well. I assume Claiborne's going to fill in that off-ball backer role next to Whitley in the middle. So Claiborne, had a rough game against Wellington. So did everyone. He really picked it up, though, when he got his chances later in the season as well.
7.5 until kickoff. We're going to step aside for our first 2-minute break as part of the Tank Connection pregame show and come back to Lucas Field on KLKC. We are Annette, and we are going to join everybody here at the stadium for the playing of the national anthem right before kickoff. Well played national anthem there by the Labette County Grizzly High School Band. 3.5 minutes until kickoff. Again, if you are just joining us, it's Labette County, it's Bishop Miege, round number 2 4A playoffs. And boy, it's coming down here in Altamont. Been raining just about all day long, standing water on the field, a lot on the sideline. Cheerleaders, dance team, band members, many fans. The few fans that are here have ponchos on. There's about 6 or 7 Bishop Miege fans over there, a few more piling on the metal bleachers over there as I speak. I've never seen anything quite like this, John. And it felt kind of like a dream when I pulled up to Lucas Field about an hour and a half ago because it was dark. I don't remember the last time we had really done a game after the time change, let alone at home. 2, pouring down rain. And 3, just simply the circumstances. It's a playoff game. It's flooded on the field, and we're still going to play, which there's no lightning, and we're playing Bishop Miege. All those variables, it just didn't feel real driving up to this stadium.
No, certainly not. And to be hosting Bishop Miege at that, I mean, that's something in its entirely on its own thing. But yeah, as you're saying, I don't know, I left Pittsburgh around 4:30. I got about to Oswego. Pitch black outside. Pull up, see the lights of the stadium, about a mile out. I was like, we're actually playing football tonight, Jack. Mm-hmm. And this is the kind of weather we're going to need to pull off an upset against Bishop Miege.
God has done all he can to help level this playing field as far as weather. The circumstances are the best they could be. Would you rather play Miege on turf with a 60-degree night, no wind, no rain? No. It's not cold enough to really matter. It's probably feels like 50 maybe. Bishop Miege has not played a game on grass since 2016, 2013. 2013 is the last time Bishop Miege played a game, at least I was told, on real grass, let alone soaked grass. Yeah. So welcome to Altamont, Kansas, Bishop Miege Stags. We hope you kind of enjoy your stay. But the captains are on the field for the coin flip. John, who are those captains for Labette County tonight?
Yeah, going left from right, it's going to be 76, Chris Stevens, number 17, Bradley Black, Jamal Jackson, the running back, number 24 next to him, and Barrett Heston wearing number 8 tonight. Labette County in their red-on-red attire. Bishop Miege electing for a white-on-red approach tonight, as I'll try to get you the names of their captains. One of them being number 87, Finn Kusick, senior defensive lineman. Another one being number 60, Phil Jones, another senior lineman for them. A couple of big fellows there. My vision is obscured now of the other two. I want to say number 5, Peter Gibson, a senior tight end, 6'3", 201 for the Stags. It's another member of that group. And number 4, Marco Rodriguez. They're starting quarterback for tonight. He's the last captain for the Stags out there.
Coin toss has taken place, and both teams getting excited, ready for kickoff. And, John, we're not going to have you do weather tonight. We have a future broadcaster in our midst, senior, correct, at Labette County High School. Alex Smith is here to give us tonight's weather forecast. Take it away, Alex.
Okay, so it's going to be not too cold, but still cold, 58 degrees. There's going to be rain throughout the entire game. There's an 8% chance of humidity, 15 miles per hour wind to the east, and 27 mile per hour gusts.
Those gusts could really play a factor, Alex, in this game. You know, the 15 mile per hour wind by itself is somewhat of a factor, but those gusts in the 27 mile per hour range could really impact Miege in particular, Alex, and John, because they like to throw the football.
Yeah.
So we got 12 minutes put on the scoreboard in the south corner of Lucas Field. Alex, thank you so much for tonight's weather forecast. We hopefully will hear from you a little later on. Thanks for being a part of the broadcast tonight. Labette County will receive to begin tonight's contest. Back deep to return, or shall I say back shallow to return for Labette County is, boy, the rain's a little rough through this window, John. That's Jamal Jackson, and on the far side, help me out, fellas.
Nolan.
Is that Nolan?
No, that's
Deontay Fields.
Okay, I couldn't tell with the sleeves.
Hey, Caleb, tonight
like
we're
5.
dealing with some factors. Just shout it out tonight. We'll hear it from you. Miege kicks it off left to right, and it's fielded on the near side by Jamal, coming off a game where he ran for 400 yards, and he'll run for some here. All the way to their own 45 goes Jamal Jackson.
Yeah, we see there the physicality here on the edge. Number 2 for the Stags. Initially had a chance at him, Jeremiah Johnson, unable to do so. A couple other Stags had to come in late to make that tackle. As you saw Jamal just kind of fight through those arm tackles initially and set Labette County up with good field position to start this playoff game.
I talked to Coach Price earlier, and he basically looked me in the eyes and said, the weather gives us a chance. Labette County, especially knowing these blue-collar boys, are going to embrace this weather. 1st and 10 for Labette at their own 45. They go to Jamal. Good blocking up front, but he's hit at the line and dropped for no gain.
Yeah, it's a good play by that safety on that left side coming up. I want to say that was number 28 who made – actually, no, I'm wrong there, Jack. It was that offside backer, number 33 for the Stags, making the tackle there. Nicky Raton, senior for them. So I believe that's who made the play. I can't. My window over here is a little wet right now, Jack. Obscuring the numbers.
I was worried it was going to mess up our live stream more than it looks like it is. Low snap for Wyrick, give to Jamal, ripped to the ground right away in a pile of mud. Grass already being tore up. Big number 55 in the backfield blowing up the Grizzly effort was Ian Martinez. Just a freshman is Martinez. And 3rd and 14 for the Grizzlies to start things off. 11 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, you could say explosiveness out of those front 4 guys. You know, the D tackles and that D end. See, he pulled a guard, didn't quite block that backside. He was in there within a second, Jack. You may be able to get away with that with some of these, lesser athletic teams, not a team like Miege.
Wyrick dropped the snap twice, finds Jamal with it late, and he's dropped for another big loss. 4th and 20 for the Grizzlies in the blink of your eyelid. 2 kind of wet, fumbled snaps from Aaron Wyrick, as boy, can't blame him. That is tough down there.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously not ideal field position in the least bit here. Miege also has to put on that field. Right now, it's going to come down to the 2 defenses. We saw Miege rise up to the task there. This time, we're about to see Labette County and see what they can do.
Labette County to punt this one. Not sure how that wasn't blocked, but Nolan Nash was able to get it off, and it takes a Grizzly bounce inside the 40 to the Miege 37. Labette County's defense comes onto the field for the first time tonight. Their first possession went for 3 plays and negative 10 yards. And here comes the Miege offense that was really held to what they end up scoring. 21-27 last week against 21 points against Lewisburg last week. And we'll see if the Labette County defense can hold them to about that number tonight.
Yeah, from what we've heard, this is a team that likes to air the ball out. Certainly not going to be able to do so as much tonight with this weather.
First play is a run for Miege, and a first down run at that to midfield. Still on his feet, churning those legs is LaMarcus Allen, a senior running back for the Stags. Again, Bishop in their road white tops with red pants and red helmets.
Jack, I believe you have the wrong roster over there. I'm going to go ahead and give you the right one.
Oh, goodness. There was an Independence roster folded up in my pamphlet.
I was wondering why that name sounded familiar for
Watch,
a second.
I bet that was the only Independence roster in the pile of pamphlets, and I got it. I bet you that was the only one. Here's back-to-back runs for Bishop Miege. Thank you for calling that out, John. 2 short gains here for Bishop in the trenches. Now they face a 3rd down and 7 with 9:20 to play in the first quarter. Still scoreless on a rainy, wet night in Altamont. As boy, their quarterback back there, John, number 4, Marco Rodriguez, 6'4", 180 pounds. Looks like an athlete from up here.
Yeah, he's all bit of that 6'4". He's just towering over everyone else out there.
Running back offset just to his left, won't get the carry. Rodriguez runs up the middle, gets the first down to the left side and into the secondary, and his ankles are taken out from underneath of him on the far side. Touchdown saving tackle was made.
Yeah, they're going to need to have a spy out there for Rodriguez.
Might have been Camden Good on the tackle there. Here's a run up the middle, blasted by Labette County, but somehow coming through is Vinny George. There's that running back. Stands at 5'7", does the sophomore George.
I think Heston was the one that had to come up and get low and meet him there.
Miege in kind of a hurry-up offense. Up the middle and into the end zone goes Vinny George, and the first drive of the game for the Stags ends in 6 points for the visitors from Kansas City. 6-0 Bishop Miege. Labette County had him in a 3rd and 7 situation, and Rodriguez was able to pick it up, and George subsequently scores.
Yeah, I don't think you can go on 3rd down the rest of this ballgame without having someone with eyes on Rodriguez, especially. We saw last week we really struggled on those 3rd downs, with containing that QB scramble.
And the kick for Miege is up and true from Luke Whitmore, and that makes it 7-0 Stags with 8.5 to play in the first quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute with Grizzly football on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
We are Annette. Sorry, I'm struggling to hear the advertisements. First down and 10 for Labette County after the kickoff. Ball on the right hash. I can't really see the right hash marks. They're already ripped up and part of history. But I'm going to guess that's where the ball's at. Here's Jamal with a good run. Bounces out to the left, has room, and he's drugged down by the jersey on his lower back after a gain of about 12 from Jeremiah Johnson. Jackson with a promising run there.
Yeah, they pulled a couple of those, or that guard on that right side. I want to say that was Kepley. He kind of cleared the way through there, got a nice duo, or not a duo block, but Hayward and Reed did a nice job of opening up that lane for Kepley to get through there. What's a nice hole for Jackson.
Jackson with his hands on his hips right behind Wyrick gets a toss to the right side, and another good run for Jamal Jackson. Gain of 8, make it maybe a short 9 into Miege territory to the Stag 44.
Yep. Still have those two H-backs, Hoppus being one of them, so Dickens taking the snaps tonight for Labette County. This time it's more of a zone toss out there. Get those couple guys out in front and let Jackson kind of read where that hole's going to be at the flow of those backers.
7:30 first quarter, 7-0 Bishop. Somebody might have jumped, but no call. Jackson gets it up the gut, tries to plunge forward, and gets a generous spot from the far judge, and might have gotten the first, maybe a little short.
Yeah, that was a really good play by that left side end of Miege to kind of fight off the block of Broadwell there and wrap up Jackson. Had he not made that play, it looked like there's some pretty good blocking down the field.
They do give Jamal the first down to the Miege 43-yard line.
It's a generous spot, Jack.
I thought so as well. Here's Jackson again inside the tackles to the left, and a gain of about 3.5, nearly to the 40-yard line of Bishop. Rain still coming down. Labette County breaking out the bigger rain jackets that fit over the backs of their pads. John, did they ever have to break those out whenever you played? Or did they have those when you played?
They did. There's a couple games late in the year where it got pretty cold. Not like this, though. Never in a monsoon in November.
Jackson, a little bit of a delayed handoff, runs over a Stag. And, he's about a half-yard short of the first to the Stag 35. 3rd down and 1. And Labette County's moving some bodies up front.
Yeah, this O-line, they're taking advantage of this D-line not really having that traction to just push off the ball. The O-line doing a nice job staying low and driving.
3rd down and 1 at the Miege 35. Labette County in the Grizzly formation. Low snap again. Jackson might be marked short. He is. It'll be 4th down and 1 for Labette County. Off to the left, Jamal tried to bounce and was chopped to the ground by number 6, Daniel Neenan.
Yeah, this time they sent those backers as just a full-out blitz there with those front 7. Managed to get Jackson to stop him right before that line of gain, Jack. Now, this is a big decision here, whether you're going to go for it, but are you going to run it or are you going to pass it here, Jack? It's a game of chess going on right now between these two coaching staffs.
Labette County working into that 15-mile-per-hour north breeze, and Jackson is taken down in the backfield, loses a yard. Turnover on downs for Labette County. A promising drive is brought to a screeching halt because of Nicky Raton for Bishop Miege with 5.5 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Good-looking drive for the most part.
Yeah, and I had a feeling, something like that was about to happen based off that previous play where they started to send those backers in there. I was kind of wondering if Labette County would trust Wyrick with that wet ball, maybe hit a quick slant or something over the middle where those backers had left, take advantage of that gap in space.
Labette County moved the ball well that possession, and now Bishop has it right back, and George hit in the gut and dropped. Gain of nothing. Hitting him right in the rib cage. Was that
Roper Whitley?
Roper Whitley, yeah. Making the play right at the sticks.
Yeah, Labette County, these ends, they're going to have to do a nice job staying home and wait on Rodriguez. I believe he's reading Bradfield, that end on the left side, or Black, one of those edge defenders.
Rodriguez takes the snap for Bishop, throws a slant to the right side, and it's caught on the numbers by Jackson. And he's going to be marked a little bit short, so 3rd and inches for Bishop coming up with 4:50 to play in the first quarter. Hurry up set here for the Stags under Coach Holmes. They go to George to the right side. He'll get the first down, but not much more than that. And he'll slip and slide his way to the ground with some help from Bradley Black.
Yeah, you could just kind of see, Black just hanging on for dear life there on the back end. And the back there, George just kind of lost his footing there. Black managed to just pull him back.
Rodriguez in the gun, offset to his right is the 5'10 back, George. George gets it in the backfield, nowhere to go. Loses 3, and Grizzly fans, let them hear it. Was that the Megalodon in the backfield?
No, that was Michael Reed coming up out of that defensive tackle spot. They pulled those two, that guard and the tackle from the right side. Reed went right through that, or unblocked. And honestly, Jack, had he been there a little bit sooner, I know that's saying a lot. He may have caused a fumble or something on that exchange. Really good play there from Reed.
3:58 to play first quarter, 7-0 Bishop, but Labette County's front seven giving them problems. Rodriguez pressured, gets a screen pass off to George across the 45. He'll break midfield and is brought down by Whitley to Labette County's 42-yard line, and that'll give them a first down on second and long.
Yeah, real good play called there. Breaking out the screen early. Rodriguez doing a nice job of drawing those defensive linemen up the field, allowing him to dump it off to George.
George already on the ground with another carry around the right side. A flag flies, make that 2 flags as he's whipped to the ground like a rag doll for no gain. We have a couple flags awaiting here at Lucas Field.
Yeah, I think they're going to get holding here on this right side.
They do get holding on Bishop with 3:30 to play in the first quarter, and we'll see where they step it off from. I've noticed, John, that it can be a little inconsistent or different week to week. Sometimes they'll mark off the hold from where the hold was, and sometimes they'll mark it off from the line of scrimmage. As it looks like they're going to...
It should just be where the hold occurred, I believe, is how that one's supposed to go.
It looks like that was the case. It was right at the line. So first down and 20 for Bishop Miege. Back on the negative side of the field, play action for Rodriguez. Looking deep, he'll let it go. Up and caught inside the 25-yard line. And a late flag does fly that's going to be pinned on the back of Camden Good.
And I don't agree with that one at all. Good. Just playing a little bit of, box-out defense there, if you want to call it that. But that flag came out really, really late, Jack. I don't agree with that at all. If you're going to call that on anything, you're going to throw it a little bit sooner, not after the catch is made.
Good turned around, tried to make a play on the ball.
Sure, was there contact? Yeah, but,
he caught the ball. So it's kind of like in basketball. If somebody makes a layup, the ref might not call a foul if it was one. But if the guy misses the layup, sometimes the ref will grant the foul. So because the ball was caught, just let that one go.
Well, it's not like at the higher levels where it's going to be, 15 from where the foul occurred or the spot of the ball where, it occurred is going to be 15 from the line of scrimmage.
Was this on Bishop?
Well, hold up. Let me stop bad-mouthing these refs.
We just
Jack.
talked for 3 minutes for no reason. Okay, pass interference on Labette. Okay, they were just stepping it off.
Oh, goodness. Never mind. Back at it, Jack. Yeah, I don't like that in the least bit. I don't know why Miege would accept this one. I'm going to be honest, Jack.
Well, it'll be...
Unless it was incomplete. He may have been knocked out late by Good.
They would have either had first down and 10 at the 23 or first down and 2 from the Labette 33. So maybe they like first down and 2 better, and they go to George, and he gets it to the 30-yard line, brought down by Chris Stevens. That might have been a different back for the Stags. It was.
Yeah, number 22 for them, Nick Nabazis, a sophomore running back. So he does have a similar build to their starter, Vinny George. I guess they kind of like that smaller scat back type of running back. Another sweep off the right side. He's going to be driven and brought down by, Nolan Nash coming up to make the play, as well as Bradfield, maybe.
Go tell Randy that's not George. Caleb, go tell Randy that's not number 7. It's 22 now.
Nabazis.
Thank you for covering there for a moment, John. 2.5 minutes to play first quarter. 7-0 Bishop Miege. Rodriguez takes it. Delayed handoff to Nabazis. Goes up the middle, and he's brought down around the shins for a moderate gain. And here's a 3rd down and 5. Now, Miege will go for it, so you got to hold him 2 times on 5 yards. But Labette County's defense, I know it's wet. I understand the conditions. But you can tell Miege is not as dominant as they've been.
No, this is certainly not that same kind of... And I'm going to honestly give it credit to the field conditions right now, really.
Here's a high snap for Rodriguez. He'll have to pick it up at the 40. He'll look to pass. Rolls out, pressured from all angles. He'll evade. Rodriguez runs with a lot of room to the left. First down, Miege, and he's tackled there across the 20. A late flag flies with a Stag losing their helmet at the 35-yard line, losing their helmet for the Stags, is number 67, whom is not in the roster, but back there with him was Michael Reed. This is a big flag here. On 3rd and 5, Rodriguez ran around like Lamar Jackson and got the first. So we're going to see what this flag is all about.
Yeah, and Jack, I mean, you get gifted a high snap there, and you can't bring him down. Jack, you know, this is kind of what we talked about in that Chinook game where you're going to have to play perfect, right? Right now, Labette County's playing a little bit sloppy defensively as far as tackling goes. Field conditions, whatever. You still got to put a pad on someone and wrap them up. Labette County took some poor angles there, pass rush in there with that high snap. And as a result, you get an athlete like Richardson out there moving around. He's going to pick that up.
Personal foul on Labette County was the late flag. That is going to widen the wound and even throw some salt inside of it. That hurts if you're Labette County. Minute 40, first quarter, 7-0 Bishop Miege, and it's 1st and goal for the visitors on the Labette County 9-yard line. Nabazis is still the back to the right side of Rodriguez, and the White Hat runs back to his position after explaining the call to the Labette County coaching staff that's done a tremendous job this season. 3 Grizzly corners in single coverage, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Rodriguez gives it to Nabazis, and he runs into a pile of bodies and won't get there. 2nd down and goal after a gain of about a yard for the running back for Bishop Miege.
Yeah, Jack, and Labette County really hurt themselves there by not wrapping up Rodriguez off that high snap. You can't give him that much space to work with and miss tackles like that. He's going to be an athlete making a play. Thankfully, Bradley Black managed to take a good angle and wrap him up. Pass here. This one's going to be caught or incomplete. Dropped, I believe, by number 5, Peter Gibson, working on a slant route on that left side. Working against Good, I believe, is that left side corner, at least from where we are, Jack.
We don't see a lot of hurry-up offenses, at least how quick Miege snaps the ball. Sometimes we'll see a hurry-up offense, but they do a couple hard counts. Miege is getting after it. 3rd and goal from the Labette 9. A high snap for Rodriguez. Fade route to the corner to the right, and incomplete, thrown too high. There better not be a flag on that, and there isn't. Tremendous coverage to the right side of the field. Nolan Nash on the coverage. 4th down and goal for Bishop at the 9. 50 seconds, first quarter, 7-0 Bishop Miege.
Yeah, and right now, this doesn't look like that David and Goliath matchup we talked about a little bit pregame, right? Miege looks like a very, beatable team right now, or at least early on. They've done what they can. They made plays on 3rd downs, and that's why they're in the position they're in. But it's not just this dominant, long run, long pass, nothing like that so far. They're having to earn every bit.
4th and goal from the 9. Rodriguez, nobody to throw to, so he'll run. He'll try to get there, and he will. Or are they marking him short? The ref put his hands in the air like it was a touchdown. No call. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It was 4th down and 1.
Yep, so Labette County's going to get the ball here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't score or get a first down. No, Jack. Labette County with a huge stop there. I thought Rodriguez may have had an angle at that pylon.
I'm sorry. It wasn't clear to me what just happened. Nobody reacted. Nobody for Labette County celebrated there. It was kind of confusing. Sorry for the bad delivery there, but it is a huge stop for Labette County. Miege was driving mightily, and Labette County stonewalled them at the goal line. 1st and 10 for Labette at their own 4. Jackson moving bodies, plunging his way for a gain of 4 with 45 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, and this is where things are going to get dicey for Labette County. Everything has to be perfect down here with these field conditions. You can't drop a ball here. You can't fumble a snap, have a high step, none of that. It's got to be perfect execution-wise down here near your own end zone.
If this drive ends in a Labette County punt, you'd like them to at least get a first down. However, I'd like it to end in a touchdown. Let's see what happens here. 2nd and 6, low snap again, and Jamal taken down right where he got the handoff. Back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, they're just sending a backer there off that edge. Labette County's kind of struggled with these backside, blocks as far as, touching a back or something just as slow as progression. And that's why we see plays like that, Jack. No one put a hand on him, so he has a free lane at Jackson. As that one's going to do it for the first quarter. I'll let you.
Into the first quarter here in Altamont, 7-0 Bishop Miege. Labette County will work with the wind at their back when we come back in 1 minute on KLKC.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you.
"12 minutes is put on the scoreboard for the start of the second quarter here at Lucas Field, and it is 3rd down and 9 for Labette County here on their own 5-yard line. Labette County needs to get out of this corner here. There's not a lot of oxygen in it.
Oh, no.
Wyrick picks up a low snap and is down, hopefully not in the end zone, and they're going to say that he was down when he picked it up at the 1-yard line.
And that is That is fortunate for the Grizzlies that he was not called a safety, as that is still forward progress based on where he picked it up. But, man, now, they already had a good pass or, pressure-wise in the last punt the Grizzlies had. Should have probably blocked the last one. Grizzlies going to have to do a nice job of just giving Nash enough time here. Looking at a similar situation like we had against Winfield.
Snap, good. Kick, pretty good to the 25. Here comes the return man streaking around to the right, gets inside the red zone to the 15-yard line, does Taryn Jackson. And, man,
Labette County needs a turnover here, Jack.
Yeah. Those fumbled snaps, I know we're only quite literally just 1 quarter into this game, and I'm kind of glad I'm frustrated because that means I feel like we have a shot to win this game, whereas I probably wouldn't be mad if we were down 40-0.
Yeah, there's been a couple plays that really could have changed, kind of how this ball game's going. That 3rd down earlier. They eventually did get a stop on the goal line, but look at what's happening now. It's just a cause and effect thing, right? They get the ball down there. You get a stop. Guess what? You have the ball at your own goal line. You got to work with that. Field conditions not good. You get a punt to the 30.
George is the back again, and Vinny George meet Chris Stevens. Gain of nothing on the play. To the right hash goes Vinny, and not much further than that.
Yeah, this D-line playing very good right now for the Grizzlies, stopping this rushing attack with George and his other guy, Nabassis, kind of a committee approach over there.
3 receivers to the left, none to the right, which is the short side, but they go to George to the right side there. A flag does fly. Could this be a face mask on Labette County?
I was going to kind of say that, didn't mean to interrupt, but it looked like George may have been tackled a little bit awkwardly there, as hands are probably sliding off people. You miss a tackle, just grab the face mask, something sturdy to hold on to. Not sure what they're going to get here, though.
They're talking about it a little bit, which could be a good sign for Labette. Nope, they call a face mask on the Grizzlies. Would have been 3rd down and 9. Now it's 1st and probably goal from inside the 10.
I don't think it's
maybe not.
No.
Oh, it stayed. Yeah,
half the distance.
Yep, that's right. So it doesn't advance past the 1st down line mathematically for them. So 2nd down and 2 for Bishop at the Grizzly 12 with 10:30 to play in the first quarter. Ball on the right hash. Bishop Miege goes with 7 down linemen and an extra back to the left. George, fumbled snap too high. Rodriguez tries to make chicken salad and is going to be tackled, but gain 2 and get the first down. He's their best player, and it's obvious, at least that has had the ball tonight. They haven't really thrown it well. But my goodness, Rodriguez scrambling is the biggest issue right now for Labette County's defense.
Yeah, Labette County struggled with athletic quarterbacks this year, and it's not easy defensively to deal with that. But, man, you see one week after week after week, and I know I'm maybe harping on our guys right now playing against Bishop Miege of all teams right now, but, man, it just feels like there should be some plays made that haven't been made. Right there, Miege picking up the first down off a fumbled snap or a high snap.
First and goal for Miege. They go to a toss play to the right to George. And he breaks the plane for a Bishop touchdown, second one tonight. 13-0 Stags with 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. And a lot of Stags fans have made their way to Lucas Field. There were hardly any at kickoff. And now it's the second quarter, and there's probably 80.
Yeah, Jack,
90.
We're not going to do any comparisons here, but, man, these Bishop Miege, fans, they've traveled really well. Let's put it that way, as seen some more Grizzly fans come in as well.
Luke Whitmore to kick. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Fumbled snap, and they're going to have to run. The holder is brought down. Landon Cole tried to do what he could to stay afloat and couldn't do it very long.
Yeah, Good does a nice job coming off that right edge. Whoever's on the left side, they took a pretty bad angle there. I believe trying to block the kick. Good recognized that the holder there picked it up, was running with it, tracked him down from behind.
13-0 Miege, 10 minutes to play in the second quarter, back in 30 seconds on KLKC Parsons.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Wellington.
10 minutes to play in the second quarter, 13-0 Bishop Miege. And the kick goes off the tee with a bit of water splashing behind it, and it's going to stop at the 6-yard line. Fields has to return it, and he's going to be tackled inside the 10-yard line with a flag flying, but Deontay does not give up. And here's a late flag on some very light-hearted extracurricular between a couple Grizzlies and a Stag at the 35-yard line, well away from the play. I'm shocked the ref threw the flag on that because it didn't
seem anything.
None of them seemed to really want to do anything. They just kind of got a little frustrated for a second, but the ref is going to throw a flag on that. I don't agree with that one. And there's a flag back where Fields was brought down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that one's probably going to be holding, blocking it, something over there. Fields went sideways there, Jack, at this 6-yard line, trying to reverse field and get something. I got a little bit worried there. He managed to break a couple tackles and get back out to where he initially got the ball. But, man, that could have been a costly mistake had he not been able to do so.
As the ref that called the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and or unnecessary roughness has now picked up that flag, and it looks like it was holding on Labette County, the one back by Deontay. So 1st and 10 for Labette County at their own, they have marked on the scoreboard, 2-yard line. Boy.
As you see him tuck those flags back in, I'm sure they're going to get them out pretty quick here, Jack. Just knowing how things go.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies at their own 2. Jackson to the left side, hit at the waist, and they might call a safety. Miege thinks it is. Referee, no signal. They call it a safety. Jamal Jackson on a counter to the left, ran for about 4 or 5 steps and was blasted in the end zone for a safety, which makes up for the missed extra point moments ago. And it's 15-0 Bishop Miege with 9:44 to play in the first half, and Labette County's going to have to punt to Miege as part of the kickoff.
Yep, just a bad block there on that left side. Freed up a defender to get in there and blast Jackson. Not much else to break down there, Jack, as field position just not helped Labette County out ever since they stopped Miege down here on their own goal line. They haven't been able to get out of that area. That kick, it was a really good kick. Honestly, took a great bounce.
Perfect.
Yeah, did what it needed to, stayed in bounds, and a penalty pushed Labette County back into position for that safety.
Bishop Miege has picked up their play since the start of tonight. Not that they ever played poor, but Labette County was moving bodies early, drove down the field, and then was stopped on a 4th down. So things have flipped a little bit. Miege is up 15-0, 9:45 to go in the second quarter. And it looks like they're going to have Fernando Rivera for Labette County, their kicker, who's been outstanding this season.
At the 20-yard, what happened?
He's still going to kick it.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot safety.
There was a safety,
yeah.
yeah.
I apologize, folks. I was kind of just looking up. I was like, what's going on here? Why is he not at the 35?
Sometimes there's a punt after a safety, as in, like, professional level, but they're just going to kick it off like normal. And I believe that ball was touched by Bishop, so where it went out of bounds is where it will stay. And that is the case, and that's the 36-yard line. So 1st and 10 Bishop at their own 36-yard line, up by 15, coming off of a safety that their defense forced.
Labette County, like I said, they're going to have to get a takeaway at some point to give themselves a chance to put points up on the board. I know we had a good-looking drive early on, but the way that one kind of stagnated and ended up, we're going to need really good field position to put points on the board tonight, Jack.
$15-0 Stags, 9:40 to play in the second quarter. 1st down and 10 Bishop to the right side. And not gaining too many is Nabazis. Or they're going to give him a few yards. Did something take place? So a flag on the play. Holding on Miege. There we go.
Something in our favor. Glad to see it. Second one on Miege. I do believe so. But yeah, Stevens does a nice job there just fighting off that block enough to put his big paw out there to wrap up Nabazis. I believe that's how you say that. Could be totally wrong, but then again, I haven't been corrected yet, so.
Yeah, as that is how I was told tonight's PA announcer was pronouncing his name. So 15-0 Bishop, 9:40 to play first half. 1st down and 20 after the penalty. Labette County student section not sitting on the bleachers. Can't blame them. Rather standing along the track in about lane number 3, about 10 yards from the sideline of Labette County. And on 1st down and long, Miege is going to get back about a quarter of the yardage that they needed. Gain about 7 or 8 yards for Nabazis.
Real good play by Good here on this right side to kind of shoot like a, I don't know, a little submarine at his knees to wrap him up, come over and make the play. Because Nabazis, he got through that initial, front 4 of our defensive line there, had a big gap. Came up, made a huge play there to wrap him up.
9 minutes to play in the first half. Labette County trails Miege by 15. They go to the right on the ground. Nabazis runs into red jerseys and only gains a couple. So Labette County with the chance here. 3rd down and 12 for the visitors.
Yeah, no one even touched Black out there on the edge. His little toss to the right side. And just no one was there to block Black. He's the one that ends up making that play. Nabazis trying to cut it back inside. Black managed to wrap him up. Big 3rd down here, Jack. You can't let Rodriguez get outside of the pocket or scramble here.
15-0 Miege. 3rd down and 12 for Miege. Toss play to the left. Labette needs a stop here, and they make it. They make it. A gain of about 3 only. So 4th down and long is what I was incentivizing the defense to create. As there's some mud on the jerseys now, it's hard for me to tell who made that play. Sorry, fellas. 4th down and 9, and Miege, who's quarterback and running back, Miege went with white jerseys. Hey, that's on them.
Honestly, as he's going to step back here and maybe pooch kick it.
As it is a pooch from Rodriguez, and a dandy at that. He's done that a time or two. Takes a Miege bounce and then splats in some mud at the 24-yard line. Labette County's defense gets a stop. Extracurricular taking place, and this is lasting a little longer.
Yeah,
some scrum
I'm
down
surprised
there.
there wasn't a flag thrown out late for 51, kind of throwing Kagan Bates away. I'm not sure what happened between Bates and his guy. Got tangled up maybe. I'm not going to insinuate what happened. There's been some extracurricular stuff. Labette County got called twice for unsportsmanlike conduct. I believe, I'm not unnecessary roughness maybe. Something like that. Certainly tensions are rising out there, Jack. Just a tad.
As we would like to thank some sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. A few include Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Tank Connection, and Carson Wall Funeral Homes. Labette County got a stop and has the ball. Jackson on a toss to the left, wrapped up, and nowhere to go. In fact, a loss of about 5 on the play. Labette County doing all they can, though, up front to try to create lanes for Jamal Jackson. 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, as this wind's kind of pushing this rain right into my face here, Jack. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window up. But, yeah, they're starting to get penetration back there. Labette County's going to have to find a new approach, at least running the ball right now. Gain some positive ground. You may have to start, attempting something through the air.
2nd down and 15. Rain coming down harder. Jamal up the middle. Nada. 3rd down and long here momentarily. The Stags up front pretty juiced right now, and they should be up by 15 in the 2nd round of the playoffs on the road. Again, if you are just joining us, flooded water is all throughout Lucas Field right now, and this is the first time Miege has played on real grass and not turf in 11 years. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's unheard of, and that's just, you play up in Kansas City against all those 5A, 6A teams, you're not going to see a lot of grass fields up there, a lot of turf.
3rd down 15, a pass play, and Jamal drops it. And 3rd down 15, a pass play, and Jamal drops it. And they finally call it incomplete as it was a forward pass. Not sure how many yards Jamal was going to be able to pick up, but it would have been a few. However, 4th down and 15 after the incompletion, and it will be a punt for Labette County with 6.5 to play in the first half that has kind of sluggishly gone by. I thought maybe there'd be a lot more running than there is, and there has been probably 90% rushing tonight. But due to a couple turnover on downs, safeties, and the occasional pass, it's taken a little longer to get through this first half than I thought. Here's a punt, and Nash takes a long time to get it off, and finally does, and it's a good one. It puts Miege in their own side of the field to about the 47-yard line, and that's where they will start 1st down and 10. Hey, we're going to step aside for a quick 30 seconds. We might miss a play, but we haven't taken very many breaks tonight. 30 seconds on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
15-0 Miege, and their first play on 1st and 10 goes nowhere. In fact, backwards. Loss of a couple on the play for the Stags.
Nash and Black in there making the play for this Grizzly defense. So, man, you're kind of hoping, with each hit, maybe a ball will go squirting or something for Labette County to fall on or something, get them nice field position here.
Miege, they've been close to turning it over.
Yeah, but they've also done a really nice job of not doing so and really winning that field position battle so far.
Deep pass for Rodriguez down the right side, turning around and making the defensive play.
As I got
is Deontay Fields.
I got a little bit worried there at the end. Fields kind of lost his footing there. I thought initially, Fields is about to have interception number six, I believe, there, and he kind of stumbled at the end. And our receiver was coming back under. Good play to still break it up, though, by Fields. So, yeah, that's second true deep shot we've seen, and that ball's ended up a little bit short each time. Not able to quite get as much force on it with how slippery that ball may be and the water in it, weighing it down.
3rd down and 12 for Bishop, 5:38 to play in the first half. Rodriguez will fake the handoff and keep it himself up the right side, and the 6'4 quarterback gains about 8 yards, and a flag flies from the backfield. Most likely this will be on Bishop Miege. It is a hold on the Stags. And, man, Rodriguez has hurt Labette County far more than either of their running backs on the ground tonight.
Yeah, and this one we've seen Labette County run in the past, that fake toss, come back with that quarterback power. They run it here and got a decent lane. Rodriguez, that athlete that he is, able to score it up in there for about a gain of 8. Just another not uncharacteristic, just another penalty on Miege, another holding call. It's going to set them back here, 3rd and country mile, Jack.
Yeah, 3rd down and probably about 23, 24. It looks longer than 3rd and 20. So 3rd down and long for Bishop Miege at their own 35-yard line. Labette County got a stop on their last possession defensively, looking for back-to-back stops here. Here's the snap to Rodriguez, about chin strap high. He'll unload it deep left, underthrown again, and falling down is Labette County's receiver, as does the Stag receiver, Peter Gibson. Or I misspoke, the Labette County cornerback slipped and fell.
Oh,
it'll be 4th down and long. Was that Bates or not Bates on the coverage?
Was good here on
Camden
this right
Good,
side.
yeah.
I hold my breath every time. Thankfully, they didn't throw a flag or anything like that on good falling down these field conditions, I should say, as Peter Gibson was the intended target there. He also kind of slipped and fell over here. This left sideline, it's pretty wet over here, Jack. I don't know how many more times they're going to try to take a shot like that over here.
Labette County almost has a block punt of their own. And, boy, Miege, that's another good punt. Going to go to about the 20-yard line of Labette County's. We'll step aside for 30 seconds, and we will see Aaron Wyrick again with the Labette County offense.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the 4-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
Thank you very much, Annette, the board op, back at the station, making what you're hearing possible. And a gain of nothing for Jamal Jackson on 1st down and 10 for Labette County. Rain falling about straight down, or maybe it's coming towards us a little bit.
Yeah, that 15-mile-an-hour wind we talked about pregame. Playing a factor here is I had to close my window over here, so it's starting to pitter-patter on my face a little bit.
John, I wouldn't say that too loudly, or somebody in the stands that's getting soaked might hear you and come deliver you a knuckle to the face. But a gain of about 2 on the play for Jamal Jackson, 3rd down and long. Like, oh, sorry you're getting wet up there on your knuckles, broadcasters. Sorry about that. Come join us down here and call the game. That's totally what somebody here would say, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
You got to love those Labette County fans, rugged, tough, and boy, they are here and watching their ball team play. 3rd down and 9 with 4 minutes to play in the first half for Labette County.
You may, honestly, Jack, the way this run game has gone, you may have to switch to more of that, 3 wide receiver set, twins on one side, and maybe run an RPO or even that backside backer.
Pass play, deep right, looking for Nash, and he almost one-handed it. Oh, man. If there were dry conditions, you'd like to think he could have brought that in, but, man, even in tonight's conditions, Nolan almost made that play happen.
Yeah, that's a tough catch. But, man, he had a hand on it. Looked like he may have been, could have. But that's a tough ask there, one-handed in this already a soaking wet ball with that rain. Almost near impossible play to make. But no one's the guy that can make those, certainly.
Back to punt for Labette is Nolan Nash. John, not to take some words out of your mouth,
okay.
but Nash gets it off again with some white jerseys flirting with the ball, and this one's caught. Wow.
Real good awareness by, I believe this is Deontay Fields over here to recognize it wasn't a fair catch and make that play, as it looked like he may have just been running past him, but he recognized it wasn't a fair catch, came back in to make that tackle.
As Taron Jackson was the man that fielded it for Bishop, and he got up from Fields' tackle, waving his hands in the air like, hey, why is there no flag? Almost like he thinks he called a fair catch, and now the officials are talking at the 45.
I don't think they can call a flag or anything on it right now. It's after the play. I mean,
sure.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is on.
Well, if they call a flag, let's just say I'm going to mute your mic.
All right, that's fair. But shouldn't be anything. I don't know what they're talking about right now. Come on, get this game rolling. No one wants to be out there any longer than what they got to be.
Yeah, as they are continuing their press conference, if you will, amongst themselves at the 45-yard line, perhaps discussing if Taron Jackson, the Stag, waved for a fair catch or not. As he sure popped up like, man, why'd he hit me? That's a flag. I called fair catch. But Deontay Fields obviously never saw him wave.
I mean, if it's not obvious and clear to any of those officials before it happened, then I'm not sure what they're going to do here, because, I mean, it's pretty clear if someone's calling for a fair catch, Jack, and that official would have thrown a flag. And they do it late. What are we talking about here?
They do throw a...
They do call a flag. Put it on the ground. Like a little kid's napkin at a birthday party. I don't know what they're looking for here, Jack. I mean, I could be totally wrong, and I'm just sounding not the smartest right now, but that's not...
As now they're going to go over there and give Coach John Holmes a explanation, and now Coach Price is going to get one of his own. Again, 15-0 Bishop Miege with 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. That has to be the call. You would think that it would be kick-catch interference and or just, whatever it's called when you hit a player that called a fair catch. But that's got to be what it is, because there was nothing other than that, and that was the only flag that flew. And they're going to call holding on Labette County. That penalty is declined.
Where was this flag
And
at?
now they're going to call personal foul on Labette County. And that one appears to be accepted. First down, Bishop Miege.
Yeah, someone, with better understanding of what just happened, maybe watching a live stream, if you could, give us a little explanation of what actually happened there. Because I didn't see any flag previously down for holding or anything like that. I didn't catch any laundry out there on the field. But then a personal foul. If anything, it's going to be a flag for the kick-catch interference, right? And even then, why is that one not thrown, immediately after by those officials?
After the official made the call that it was a personal foul and that Bishop was accepting the penalty, he motioned his hands toward the Labette sideline as if it was like a sideline penalty or sideline warning.
Maybe.
So
you can't even see the lines down there. That may be what it was.
It could have been something like that. Here's a run to the left for Miege, and another flag flies. Looks like Vinny George is back in the game for the Stags, the running back. And this flag is more than likely going to be on Miege with 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. 15-0 Stags over the Grizzlies is your score in the second week of 4A playoffs, and this is holding on Miege. We'll try to get some scores from around the area for you, as there are some games that had already finished, games that were played earlier this week on a different day, but at the end of the first quarter, I'll try to find first half scores, but earlier tonight, Tonganoxie was leading Fort Scott, whom got the win over Coffeyville, 12-8. Again, that was Tonganoxie 12, Fort Scott 8, earlier on about 30 minutes ago, so that one might have changed since then. but there are some teams from around the area, including your Grizzlies, still hanging in there. Here's a run to George to the left side, evades one tackle but can't the other, slips to the ground, Barrett Heston guiding him to the wet grass tonight.
Yeah.
Second down and long coming up.
And missed tackle by Claiborne there. Good job by Barrett to come up and fill that gap. This Grizzly defense, they've made some plays when they needed to, but there's also been a couple plays that left out there that they feel like they should have been able to make, and that's what's led to a couple of these scores for Miege. No, aside from that safety, right now they're doing a pretty nice job of holding them at bay.
Second down and long, fumbled snap is going to be picked up by Rodriguez. Unbelievable. A Labette County Grizzly had that ball dead to right. Their name was written on it in ink.
Matthew, if his arm was maybe an inch longer, Jack, that's a Labette County football there. As you kind of saw him, they realized that that ball was fumbled on that exchange between Rodriguez and George. He kind of slipped down there and put his arm out there, wasn't able to quite reach it. Rodriguez picked up, tried to move with it. Labette County comes in flying and makes the tackle.
Miege has been dangling a turnover all night in front of Labette County's mouth, and they can't snatch it yet. Third down and long, pass play, kind of a screen type look, and Miege gets the first down. On third down and forever, they get it. To Taryn Jackson they go, move the chains, and Miege is looking to score with 1:50 left in the first half, and they are inside the Labette County 25, first down and 10. Would have been nice to hold him there.
Yeah, it was a really good play call there to motion George over, get those eyes flowing that way, and have a screen come to the backside. Winfield used to run something pretty similar to that. Right here, Miege does that, and they have so much success with it. But, yeah, just get those eyes moving and setting up a screen. I mean, it could be a very effective play, Jack.
Timeout on the field. Labette County down 15-0. Timeout taken by Labette County. Back in 30 seconds. This is Grizzly football on KLKC. You find any...
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Your movement or something?
First down and 10 for Miege. A run up the middle and squirting through the pile of bodies somehow across the 20 into the red zone for a gain of 6 went George, as his little 5'10" body with some water coming off his sides found his way for a gain of 6. They go right back to George up the middle. Gets past a couple Grizzly backers and gains about 3. Minute 25 to play in the first half. Miege leads Labette County 15-0. The rain has slowed down, almost stopped, but the wind is still going mighty strong down there. Probably feels a lot cooler than the weather app shows. Matthew Jarman on the heels of George, but George will slip around and get the first down, and that'll stop the clock with 1:07 left. Time is no longer the problem for Bishop. Rather, it will be downs, and Labette County stopping them on 4th.
Yeah, right now the most ideal situation is going into halftime, 15-0. Got to find a way to get off the field if you're this Grizzly defense. Good tackle there. Can't see who came up from that backside.
Roper Whitley in there, one of the 2 Grizzlies to make the tackle. The other I did not catch the name of from public address announcer Randy Blackwell. But regardless, with 48 seconds and counting, as Coach Holmes is wisely taking his time here, it'll be second down and goal for Bishop at the Grizzly 5-yard line. And the clock drips under 40 seconds. And the White Hat waves his hands in the air, and the clock stops right at 40 seconds. And perhaps he called the timeout, or was there an equipment issue? As we shall see, the White Hat and the far judge are having a conversation, while both teams anxiously await Bishop to snap this ball and try to score right before halftime. Bishop leads 15-0, almost halftime here in Altamont on a drenched night. Now 3 officials are beginning to chatter, and we'll thank the rest of our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Those sponsors include Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, both Drs. Newland and Gilmore, as well as Dr. Ray, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Vollmer Cement Finishing, Wood Insurance Center, USD 506, The Corner Store, Olson Ace Hardware, and SEK Orthopedics, Drs. Mosier and Meister. Not too sure what the officials' timeout was for. Might just have to guess about it. No explanation given. 2nd and goal for Miege at the Grizzly 5. The snap goes to George up the middle, turns his legs into the end zone. Touchdown Bishop with 31 seconds left in the half, and they're going to line up and go for 2 here.
Yeah, George just runs through a couple tackles. Real good blocking up front from that group for Miege. Doing just enough for George to find a hole and squirt through for that 6.
As they haven't really been flashy, and it's hard to be in weather like this, please don't get me wrong, but they've just kept doing what they've done, regardless of how good or bad it's been in certain stretches, and it has paid off for the Stags. They have just kept at it. Looks like we might have one more timeout from Coach Holmes as he's going to try to decide what he wants to run on the 2-point conversion. Back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
21-0 now. Bishop in front of Labette County. The Stags lining up to go for 2 here. 21-0 your score. Labette County done a good job tonight of hanging in there and taking blows. Even had a drive stalled out by Downs earlier that looked promising. Here's a bit of trickery from Miege, and it might not work depending on where they mark it, and it won't. Labette County gets the stop on the 2-point conversion. The little trick end around reverse did not work from Bishop, and Labette County stayed home and read it well. Tayton Claiborne shaken up here, hobbling his way off the field to his teammates on the sideline. Again, this team tonight without the great senior linebacker Caleb Jarman tonight. With 30 seconds left in the half, it's Miege 21, Labette County 0. We'll go ahead and keep it here until kickoff here in a moment. John, there's been promising drives, but Miege is just good on all their drives as far as up front, and Labette County has been about every other drive.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been some opportunities for Labette County offensively. I mean, we saw a really good first opening drive. Had a really good script, managed to get down on the other side of the field. Unfortunate stop on 4th down, but there's been flashes and moments. But so far the Stags have kind of snuffed out, those openings and any kind of wind under this Grizzly sail.
That's a good way to put it, because there were certainly moments where I thought, okay, might be a 2-score game at half, and now it looks as if it might be a 3-score game. Labette County is staring down the nose of at halftime with 30 seconds left in the half remaining only, as here's a kickoff that is caught right in the gut of Deontay Fields at the 15. He'll try to use some blockers, still on his feet, hiding behind his teammates, and is not brought down, squirts across the 25, and is then brought down at the 26. And with 21 seconds left on the clock, Labette County's offense, we'll see what they try to do.
Yeah, certainly going to have to dial something up. Whether or not that's a trick play, who knows? I mean, I probably wouldn't here. I'd probably just take your – let me see how much time we got on the clock. Yeah, I'd probably just take this one in a half. You're only down 3 scores. It's doable. I mean, they went down and scored. Field conditions are going to play kind of a pivotal role here in the second half, though, with being down that many scores, Jack, as could you see a kneel or a handoff, something of that nature?
Aaron Wyrick does take a knee and come up with some mud on his right lower extremity after he put it in the mud. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half here in Altamont. Your score, Bishop Miege 21, Labette County 0. We're going to step aside for 5 minutes, Annette, and come back with the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
And we're back here as part of the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. Labette County trails Bishop Miege at the halftime break, 21-0. Jack Leake and John Kohler happy to be with you on the call tonight. Flooded conditions here on the field if you're just joining us. Kind of a chilly November 8th evening here in Altamont. First half took quite a while to come to a conclusion, John, but we got there. And, boy, it felt like Labette County could be in this game. You know, some might think 21-0 is pretty respectable, but we feel like it could be a little bit closer, maybe one score closer.
Yeah, you know, just little things, you know, finding a way to half, that gives you a better chance in this ball game. There's a couple of missed tackles early on with the huge run from Miege's own back. Vinny George put them up early on. Just little things. Other than that, Labette County's not played too bad defensively. Offensively is where they've struggled. You know, down here, taking a safety, getting stopped on your own one, managing to get a punt safety, getting stopped on your own one, managing to get a punt off, but getting stopped on your own one, managing to get a punt off, but Labette County's offense has not helped out their defense, and it's not very been complimentary for both sides. County's offense has not helped out their defense, and it's not very been complimentary for both sides. Helped out their defense, and it's not very been complimentary for both sides.
Yeah, it just hadn't come together for that one push. And remind me, Labette County almost got inside the red zone down there on one drive and then had it stalled out. Maybe they weren't that close, but
it was right out here about the 36,
okay.
35. You got stopped on the 4th and 1.
Yeah, that's right, on this end of the field here to the north side. Yeah, I mean, and on that drive, and even a couple drives before that, there were runs of 4, 6, 2, 3 yards, you know, added onto that, after contact, rather, for Jamal Jackson. And, you know, Miege was having problems with Labette County's offensive line, and they were having problems bringing him down after making contact with him. Caleb, if you like, looked like we had an error on the live stream. Just maybe get that going again. It usually does that each halftime. Again, your score, Bishop 21, Labette County 0 at halftime. This is the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show as